It's going down, y'all.
And we're live on kpcradio.com. This is the Do Something Amazing show. We have a very special guest here. Her name is Delana Studi. I'm going to let you go ahead and introduce yourself, Delana.
LCO, my name is Delana Studi. I'm a proud citizen of the Cherokee Nation.
Delana, you've been a lead actress in the play Kick. Can you kind of explain that whole play?
First of all, I'm a Native American and I'm an actress, so the fact that I get to play a role where I don't have to sacrifice who I am as a culture is speaking volumes. Kick is a one-person show. It follows the life of a high school student that goes to school with an American Indian mascot, and it's how a simple act of vandalism makes her question her identity.
We talk about like Cleveland Indians and the stereotypes of Native Americans. You know, you might see a feather on a Native American, and I mean, it's the equivalent of having an African American with an afro, a Chinese person with slanted eyes, a white person maybe with a collared shirt, or like a Latino with a sombrero.
People are so ingrained in who they are as Americans, and the truth is, one of my biggest jokes is, if it's such an honor, then let's honor everyone. Let's just not have the Cleveland Indian. Where's the Pittsburgh Jews? The Kansas City Blacks. You're just not going to see it happen. And my question I always like to ask is, why is it? Why would it be offensive to have the Washington Blackskins, but yet we have the Washington Redskins? And so it's really fascinating just to see how that stereotype is played out over and over again, and how we are so desensitized to it. And the truth is, I believe it's because we make up less than 2% of the population, so our voice is really small. And people don't even realize, A, that we're here, or that we still exist, and they don't understand that it's an issue or why.
And I also want to talk about, too, how the Washington Redskins, the actual Redskin, what that meaning is.
A lot of people assume it has to deal with the color of our skin. And if you actually take it back and you look at the Washington Redskin helmet and you see the logo that they use, that logo is a dignified American Indian profile, so it's something very similar to the Buffalo Nickel. And back in the day, and I'm going to use California as an example, the very first law California passed was a bounty on American Indian scalps. So you could get $7 for a man, $5 for a woman, and $3 for a child. So if you had your dead Indian and you went into town and you saw that image in the window, you could trade your bloody scalp for it. And so eventually they would bring in real bodies, like the body of the dead Indian, and then they would just bring in the heads. And so finally they just started bringing in the scalps. But the pioneer women at the time were so offended by that word scalp that they asked them to come up with another word. And so the word they chose was redskin, because when you remove the scalp from the skin, it's a blood red, so it's a bloody red skin. And that's why it's how it came into be. So technically the Washington Redskins, that's just a symbol of our annihilation.
You don't see a Latino mascot, you don't see a Jewish mascot, you don't see all these other cultures mascot, you see a Native American mascot. With the Native American community, we might be small, but we're still large with our voice. I'm Ayo, and I'm signing out. Peace and love.
Worst come to worst, my peoples come first. I got worldwide family all over the earth, and I worry about them all for whatever it's worth. From the birth to the hearse, through streets the guns burst. Words I disperse are here to free minds, and if mine are needy, I need to feed mine. When worst come to worst, when worst come to worst, my peoples come first. My peoples come first.